Hey guys, this is Mason again. Today I'm just going to be talking to you about some of the other features of the Satellite Wave F150. But before we do that, we're just going to do a wrist check. I'm wearing my Victorinox Maverick today because it matches the green. Uh, it matches the green of my shirt pretty well. Um, and if you haven't seen any of my other videos, it's a great watch. I picked this one up for 75 bucks, and it's barely used. Green's one of my favorite colors, and I just think the dial of this thing looks awesome. Um, and the bezel is one of the best ones I've ever felt. And the ratcheting is just really strong and secure. But so for the Citizen, something I learned about it fairly recently is the leap second aspect of it. So leap seconds, if you don't know what they are, every once in a while, scientists, the government, whatever, decide to add a second onto the universal coordinated time. December 31st at midnight or January 1st, right when it switches over to like 12 a.m. I guess you would say on January 1st, and they decided to add one this January. I'm not sure if they do it only on like New Year's or whenever when that happens, but they did decide to add one this uh, December 31st or January 1st. So either way, there's only been 38 of them now in history since they decided to start adding them onto the UTC time. But anyway, so a GPS watch doesn't receive the leap second information because that's not encoded into the satellite signal. Um, so you have to tell it manually when you need to add a leap second in. And that only happens, it's not like a leap year where that happens every 4 years. It's kind of random. So whenever that does happen, though, you need to add a second on, or else your watch will be off by 1 second, even if it's been receiving the GPS signal. So the way you do that, the way you can check the number of leap seconds is by pulling the crown out 2 clicks, and then pressing and holding the upper right button, or the upper button on the right there for a few seconds, and it spins and it shows me. So right now it's pointing to 37. The seconds hand is pointing to 37, and that's how many leap seconds have been added on so far. So I can check that, and if that was correct, then I leave it alone, and if not, I can rotate the crown backwards or forwards to change the number of leap seconds. So, and the way you can have it automatically do that, well, you have to manually activate it, but once it is manually activated, the watch will pull that information, I guess, from the satellites, and it will be able to adjust for leap seconds. And the way you do that is by pressing with the crown pushed in to the regular position all the way. You push and hold this button until it spins around, and then it spins around again, like that. And now it's receiving the leap second information. And that takes anywhere from 3 minutes, I think it is, to 13 minutes. It's a fairly long time, so I'm not going to show you. And it's better for it to be outside when you do that. So this past year, because I've had it for less than a year, I've only had it for the amount of time it's taken to add one leap second. So I've only had to do it once, but the way I did it was just manually. It's way easier than having it receive it automatically. But if you do think it has gotten the wrong leap second information, you can do it. You can have it do it automatically by pushing and holding that button like I've shown. Some other cool things about the watch are that if you push the upper button, it's a light level indicator. And just keep in mind that it's not a continuous light level indicator. It just shows the amount of light that the dial has gotten right when you press the button. So if I were to now hold it up to a flashlight, the hands wouldn't spin around. They're just flipping back to the regular time there. And also in the small subdial there, when I push the top one, it shows the power reserve. So right now, this power reserve will last 2 years on a full charge, or 7 years on a full charge in power reserve mode. and power reserve mode kicks in after 3 days of inactivity. Um, and that I think this is the longest power reserve of any light powered GPS watch. So, including like the Oceanus, made by Casio, and also the Seiko Astron. Um, and then if you push the bottom one here, bottom pusher right there, it shows if the time signal is received or not. And it's saying is no here, but that's because I was playing around with it indoors, and it doesn't really do a good job of receiving the signal indoors unless you have it near a window. I was not near a window at that time. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe. Feel free to check out my channel for more videos. Thanks.